Hey there, Purple. We're here with another bite-sized VoD review. Again on our Blizzard World match, and we're on 3rd point defense. And right here, I want to take a look just in retrospective, because obviously in the heat of the moment and with where we are now, this isn't something that I'm expecting you guys to have, figured out on the fly. But I want to take a look and revisit it, because right now, in this situation, technically Aroma's just died and on Soldier and gone back to Junkrat, which Junkrat, Reaper, good picks against dive, helps really focus down the Winston, get him low. But right here, assuming that we'll be in, just a split second, we'll be at full strength. This illustrates kind of some of the issues with where we are in this comp, where we're kind of split, right? We don't have that identity as, hey, we're playing brawl here no matter what, or hey, we're really trying to execute a poke comp to the biggest extent. So let's think about the things that we could do with either one, right? If we're running brawl, the goal of brawl is to stick together as a unit and run them over. Now, they have Ashe, Mercy, D.Va, Winston, and Tracer. Those are all characters that's very hard to run over. But you have two things going for you in that situation. They've got to stay on the point, or they've got to push the point, and they've got an Ana. That Ana's not going to reposition. If you're playing a brawl comp, you can run into her. And that's going to be the key, right? Because with dive, what they're going to be looking to do here is they're going to look to be engaging on your backline. That Ana in the back there, that Baptiste in the back there. As soon as they initiate that jump, that D.Va boosts in, that's your go signal, and that's where you can say, all right, team, this is 3rd point. The first 2 points weren't great for us. They were very open, very wide, but now we can brawl. We can just roll down this and run onto their Ana and kill her. And after that, you're going to have better point impression than they will, and that's what you've got to do. That's if you're going to say, "Hey, we're running brawl, let's do this." So you stick together. Your healers go with you too. Because it doesn't matter. It's the very aggressive. It's the very in your face. We're just gonna like hit you where you're weakest, and we're gonna hit you where you're stationary. We're gonna be stronger than you there, and we're gonna make you scrap for that. And again, your key for that. Your key to engage when you're going to hit the go button is when their tanks dive onto you. If they don't, then because if they don't, right, then what are they going to do? Their Winston sitting on cart and just get a not jump. Their D.Va is going to sit on cart and use her defense matrix and otherwise just be really vulnerable to stuff. If they're just going to sit on cart with their tanks, you have the advantage. You have stronger tanks, you have stronger close range damage. And if they're going to try to jump onto your backline, you go in, you either say, all right, we're going to have a long distance healer that's going to just back into spawn, while the other 5 people, take a fight onto cart with a numbers advantage there. Or you say, hey, we're going to run Lucio Moira and we're just all going to all go together, right? So if you're going to run that brawl behind our Reinhardt, that's the key to do it. Alternatively, if we're going to run the poke behind our Sigma and our Ashe, we probably want an Orisa here, just like we would want maybe like a Zarya or a D.Va for that brawl. Although double shields brawl is, there's no reason to say that it can't work, right? So we could almost adapt that. But if we're going to run that brawl, we probably want a Reaper instead of a Ashe. Maybe like a Reaper Soldier, that Junk Reaper would work. Something like that to punish their tanks, do lots of close range damage. Now, if we're running a poke composition, we say, hey, you know what? Egg Tart is just really good at hitting those shots. She's winning a lot of duels 1v1, even if we're not winning team fights. We can still hang back and have the Orisa Sigma like right about here. Putting down shields there, and now they've got to cross. Once the cart hits this corner, they've got to cross a lot of open space to get to you, and that open space, might be just a little longer than a Winston jump or a little longer than a D.Va boost. But if they use those, that's still abilities they have to use in order to get to you. As soon as the Winston or the D.Va jumps towards you, that's when Moose can hit the can use rock, because if a Winston jumps at you and you rock him, he's either got to deploy shield early to deflect to take your rock, or he's just going to get stunned midair and he's not going to make it all the way. Same thing if we swap to Orisa here and we want to hold this. We want to say, okay, this is the longest angle we can take. We can pull. Once the D.Va or the Winston starts twisting in, you can use your pull, catch him in midair. Basically, same thing as rock. Just with that, it might not make them deploy abilities. But there's always a chance that either you stop one of the tanks, or maybe D.Va has to use her defense matrix a little bit, and that weakens it for the next fight, puts on cooldown so she can get, tapped on the way in, maybe taking the half health, stuff like that. And really, if that's the case, if we're doing that poke from right here, our DPS and tanks can be there, and our healers can both be like pocketing each other from over here. Now, that's going to require, head being on a swivel, because the tracer could come from this way. They could send in most of that flank is what you got to watch out for, but that's still really strong, because if they're going to push from this main, just say, healers, okay, we're just going to walk over here. We're going to walk over here. We're going to heal our team from very far away. We don't have a super mobile team, so the BAP can, just fire into the middle of them and get lots of value. The Ana can throw... actually, Ana would probably want to save nade, because just with the D.Va being able to see it from so long, you can use the Ana nade to defend yourself if they flank over there, or if the Tracer triple blinks in and tries to get one of you. So either one of those are both valid ways to approach this fight against this composition on this point. The only thing is right now we're kind of in the middle with, we've got a Ryan to hold point, but we don't have like the greatest support for a Ryan. And our off tank and our DPS are kind of situated for a different thing than our Ryan and maybe one of our healers is. So it's something to think about in terms of how we're building our comps and how we're deciding to take these fights.